Hey, Master Gardeners, there's war going on in this garden, and it's been going on for 10 years against this cute little jack-in-the-pulpit little, what looks like a diminutive little 7-inch, it's cute little plant. How could it be so invasive? I have stilt grass, I have ground ivy, I have crabgrass. Nothing is as bad as this little jack-in-the-pulpit look-alike enemy that came in on some mulch material in my garden 10 years ago, and I have never gotten rid of it completely. The reason it is so troublesome is it makes a little corm tuber-type organism on its leaf stem and on its root parts and on its petiole, and it can constantly reproduce. It's self-fertile and it's endless. So let me give you some tips, and I'll give you a zoom in on how to get rid of this. It's like a snake-like cobra that never ends in your garden. And let's go over its little science name and let's zoom in on it. Little small trifoliate leaf. Let's take a look. Here's what my root system looks like. Let me show you the corm. Here's the full-size corm. You can see that corm is about 1 inch in diameter. Let me carry this over to show you. I'll zoom in on one of the plants. Here it is coming up in the garden. Here is the flower structure. It's a spath and spadix, as we usually think of in the jack-in-the-pulpit in the Araceae family. Oh, I didn't tell you the name of it. Here it is, Pinellia, ternata. So there it is. Here's the reason it's so troublesome. See that little corm that it can make? I taped one on the page here for you. It's easy to identify. 3 leaflets, 1, 2, 3, and it can make that little corm right here in the center, right up on the petiole itself. And look at this one down here. It not only makes a corm up on the petiole where the leaflets meet, but then further down on the stem, it makes another one. Look at that little pointy thing. It looks like a darn little... looks like a little Hershey Kiss, the way it's so pointy on there. And it's brown in color if I were to roll it over, and it's, you see it dried out. But here's the plant. They come up, they're totally camouflaged. Here's your perfect trifoliate leaf. That's what it looks like. And here's the unique little spath and spadix as it comes out. Let me show you, clean that off. My little black, can you see? Is it zooming in? You can see the little peculiar incurved spadix that comes out of there. Can you see that kind of black mark? So that's a pretty good indicator if you want to identify it. And I'd say probably, what, 12 inches tall at the very max. Grows in sun, grows in shade, grows in wet, grows in dry. And then when you try to dig it up, you see these little corms on it. So if you gently try to pull, watch what happens if I try to pull this up. And this is where the problem comes. If you pull really, really slow, come on. Try to pull really slow. Come on. Well, there's the developing little corm on the side of it. So I got that one. You can't put this in your compost pile. You have to make sure you discard this. I usually throw them back here on my driveway so that people can run over them. That's the best way. But these smaller leaflets, let me get rid of that cornflower. These smaller leaflets, I find when I'm pulling them, I tend to not get the corm, and so I'm always running I always have a little pair of scissors or something that I'm driving underneath of the ground to pull it, because see, that one will just break off, and therefore the little corm is still in the ground on those. So I have to have a tool with me all the time. Look at all the little growths on this. See them all on there? See those little corms? And they just winter over and come back again over and over. So this little baby is relentless. They were discovered 1829 in the botanical gardens of Italy. They were moved over there and they were brought in. They come up in the middle of all my different perennials in here. They come up in the centers of them. I don't even know how they're constantly spreading all the time. But they originated over there in, did I tell you where they're native to? Over in the regions of eastern Japan, China, Korea. In those regions, it's medicinally used. Really troublesome weeds. So you're going to have to find control of this one. I need to tell you this. They can be controlled with triclopyr, systemic triclopyr, 3-year plan. 3 years of systemic treatment is the only way to control that. Good luck, Master Gardeners. Common name is crow dipper. Good luck.